You should not be dating. You should be vetting. What modern dating has become is people spending casual time together under the guise of getting to know one another. But the problem is that as you're getting to know them, you're also falling in love with them, or you're becoming addicted to them, or you're getting intimate with them. So then when you realize after getting to know them over months or even years that there's an incompatibility that is irreconcilable, then that means you now have to break up with a person who you're addicted to, in love with, or have invested lots of time, energy, money, resources into. This puts you in a very difficult position. And for that reason, many people just stay in relationships longer than they really should. And it's probably happened to you as well. What we need to become good at is vetting. Vetting is qualifying a person by going through a list of questions to identify if they actually even qualify for us to begin the process of spending time with them. So you should not just decide, well, there's a person, he likes me, I like him, so we're going to spend time together. No. That's one of many vetting things that you would want to know. To vet properly, are you attracted? Okay, that's a given. That's the first thing to enter the door, is that there's a potential mutual attraction. But you also need to know other things. Do they have children? What is their relationship with their children? What's their relationship with their exes? What do they want out of life? What are their goals and aspirations? Are they looking to get married or not? What is their timeline potentially for marriage? How would they handle conflicts that come up in a relationship? You should ask questions. I can't give you all of the exact questions you need to ask because some of them need to be specific for you. For instance, you need to ask, do you like going on hikes? It's an open-ended question that for you is going to determine if they're compatible for you. Do they like going out in nature? Do they prefer spending time at home? Do they like going out? Do they like dancing? These are things that it sounds like should maybe be obvious to some. It sounds like for others that they would just want to wait and figure it out naturally. But if you're one of those people who thinks, oh, I just want to, play it cool, figure things out as we go, you are a fool. And you need to wake up. You don't have time to play it cool and date casually. You don't have time. That's wasting time. All you're doing is putting yourself in danger of being lied to, of being manipulated, or just spending time with someone who you're ultimately incompatible with. Pay attention. Love can develop naturally. So you don't want to love the wrong person. So before you even spend time with the person, you want to vet. If you want to vet in person and do it over a coffee or a drink, that's fine. But you are spending more time and money doing that. And you need to vet, and you need to think in terms of vetting and dating multiple people simultaneously. Not one person at a time. And that's what traditional dating has been. And it's been really destroying women's lives because they will get into a relationship with a guy that they met somewhere that they were interested in and be dating this guy for months of their life, and then something doesn't work out in the end. Either the guy dumps them or they realize they have to dump this guy because he doesn't fit the qualifications of what they really need. He's not of the character that's needed. And so you have to pay attention to what you actually need and if this person can actually provide for those needs. So I'll give you some examples of questions, but please create your own questions, okay? Some examples of things that you want to ask someone Even before you're investing a lot of time. What are your political beliefs and values? What are your long-term goals and plans? What's your idea of the perfect weekend? How would we handle disagreements and arguments? What is your approximate time frame for having children? Do you want children? If so, how many? What are the roles that each should play in a marriage? What is your family background like? What's your relationship with your father and your mother? How do you communicate or express affection in a relationship? What's your love language? Are you religious or spiritual? How does that impact your life and relationship? How important is physical intimacy in a relationship? How often in a marriage should two people be having sex? Do you desire to travel? When do you hope to retire? Is work or leisure more important to you? How important is prayer to you? How important is therapy to you? Who should go to therapy? Do you go to therapy? What are your views on that? What's your mental health condition? What's your physical health condition? What sort of ailments are you suffering from? How important is cleanliness and organization to you? What are your views on compromise and negotiation in a relationship? Who should be the leader? Who should be the boss? Or should they be equals? What are your views on abortion? What are your views on use of social media? These things might seem to some like you're pressing too hard or you're asking too much in the beginning. But you need to wake up. It's not asking too much. In most cases, before we get that first date, we are in electronic communication with the person. So we're texting the person. So that's a perfect time to start your vetting process. So they say, hey, we should do a date. And you say, that sounds cool. I'd like to ask some questions about you. Oh, okay, sure. And start firing the questions. Well, some people will say, oh no, but they're going to run away. If they hear a bunch of questions like that, they're not going to feel comfortable. They're going to leave. It's vetting. So understand that when you're going into vetting, the purpose of vetting is that you are trying to eliminate the candidates. So if you start asking hard questions and they're like leaving, then that's a good thing. That was the point. That's what we're trying to do. Okay, good. He can't handle hard questions. How are you going to be married to me if you can't handle hard questions? It won't work. So that's fine. Let them go. And the common objection is, well, people lie. So they just tell you what you want to hear. I did an entire video responding to this. It's 2 videos back. Go back and watch it on my TikTok page. Okay? This is how we determine if someone is lying, by vetting. We don't determine someone's lying by not asking hard questions. Okay? So a lot of that comes from learned helplessness. It's like a victim mentality. Like, there's nothing I can do. That's where that comes from. It's like, I don't have the power to protect myself. This is the best defense we have, to be intelligent, to vet, to ask questions. If we would qualify someone to be able to work for us, then we definitely should qualify the person that we would potentially be sharing genitals with and a bed with. People use the term red flags a lot. I want you to think in terms of qualified or not qualified. That's how I want you to think of things. It's not about whether there's a red flag. It's, do they qualify or not? If they don't qualify, terminate the relationship. That's simple. You have standards, they must be met.